The webinar is now officially starting. All attendees are on mute and my music is off. I hope you enjoyed it. Good morning. My name is Jana Kadaňová and it's my pleasure to welcome you on our webinar. We are pleased to have technology partners here, but first I wanted to take some time to go through the technical aspects. The webinar will run approximately 1 hour 45 minutes. We will have 3 different presentations. At the end of each presentation, we will raise poll questions for your kind reply. You can submit questions at any time. We will compile a list and send your answers via email. There is no Q&A session at the end of the webinar. Please, we are recording it for you to have it in the link via email. And now, please, here's Francois Levy, Business Development Director for EMEA region, and Miraj Mohamed, Regional Manager at Digifort. Welcome on the stage.
Thank you, Jana, and good morning, everybody. Good morning to the people attending this webinar for the UAE, Bahrain, Oman, Saudi, Egypt, Pakistan, and India. So let me share with you my presentation. Here we are. So Digifort, the smart solution which we present and distributed by RISE Technology. Digifort, the intro is going to be around the architecture. How intuitive is the Digifort solution, the edition, the licensing, the business model. First of all, I want to open the first topic in between the end-to-end solution and the open platform. The end-to-end solution is putting the manufacturer first, is limited, short-term, vulnerable, very close to limited technology. In the case of open platform, we put the benefit of the customer first. We try to build up the solution required by the customers for their dedicated projects. So we attach to open the ability to connect any different number of devices, and we can grow exponentially upon the request. You are completely independent to get any hardware with such open platform. Our vision of an open platform is intelligent, enterprising, and dependable. It's just offer any different capabilities and options you can really get in any direction. So the architecture of Digifort is any single server is managing his own duty, database, and recordings. All the servers are sitting next to each other to expand the sites at ease. And you got the failover servers capable of taking over the main server failing. So it's a completely modular architecture. We are on server client, of course, architecture. We don't need any management server creating a bottleneck or a single point of failure. There is no geographic boundaries, and we can deploy such a solution regardless of the location of each servers. Digi4 is very attached to very stable with solid coding performance philosophy. We are very responsive and less CPU intensive, and we require a much less server than most other VMSs. We've proven that a lot in different sites we deployed already in the region, capable of looking to get more than 200 cameras on a single server. So Digi4 is one software in decline in 4 different editions. These 4 editions are exactly the same software with different limitations. I mean, the Explorer is a baby one. It's limited to 16 channels per server, limited number of features. Standards is be bigger, up to 32 camera per server, be more features, and Digi4 becoming more serious with 64 camera per server, more features. Enterprise is becoming the full version, full feature, and unlimited number of camera. That allows as well to get your project in a very scalable way. OnVIF is a standard, and the standard we're OnVIF Profile S. However, we never rely on the OnVIF to integrate cameras because we're always integrating with a native driver, all the different manufacturers. There's OnVIF Profile G, managing the storage on the edge, can be SD card, NVR, DVR. I'm going to explain that later. And there's OnVIF Profile T, which is H.265 with image setting, but very important as well to get metadata streaming for all the analytics. The licensing of Digi4 is perpetual. So it's one-time purchase and it doesn't expire. However, we never charge either annual fee, support fee, upgrade fee within the CERM version. Today we're in 7.2.1, about to launch 7.3, and anyone bought a 7.0 still get access to that. However, when we jump from a 7.x to an 8.0, the 6.x to a 7.0, we charge 30% of the cost of the license, and this is a cycle of about 6 to 7 years. However, when people get 7, can stay in 7, we keep supporting the version. We also do not charge with an extended list of options. I mean, you got features integrated in Digi4, and these features are actually in the license you buy. The license is very simple, is online and offline. The business model of Digi4, we work as a team spirit. The end user is having a project and we need to drive it to a success story. It's where we come along with a team. The team is Digi4 team. You got a very active team in the region. Mirage is leading this team. The distributor with the RISE technology and the system integrator to build together a project. We are also very attached to the service and the support we provide. We have newly joined with our team Satish Kumar, who is actually very experienced in Digi4 because he worked with Digi4 for many years already. So let's talk about a new version, which is 7.3. What we call it amazing, because compared to 7.2.1, we've got more than 150 new features. And I remind you, this is all about free of charge for people getting 7 license. So we show you how we can optimize the hardware, how it's intuitive, how we run the security level. Digi4 is getting dynamic, interactive, and mobile application and the innovations. So first of all, for the hardware optimization, we support the video decoding on GPU, either an NVIDIA or Intel QuickSync. This also, we can decode multi-megapixel over multi-threading in H.264 and H.265 with actually even a strong rendering and bufferization for playback. We do load balancing over the CPU and the GPUs because we can make both running, either the Intel and the NVIDIA. So it balances and optimizes a lot the capability of your client, your Xerion client. We support multi-monitor, and we support up to 8 monitors. This is a limitation of Microsoft, not Digifold. We can actually push over the virtual matrix all the different contents, map, views, cameras, etc. That doesn't require any separate server for it. We can also manage and switch the different stream of the camera for different purpose, like viewing on the video wall doesn't require to get full resolution, full frame rate, and we can optimize and get the increase of the resolution frame rate on camera selection. We can also use a lower resolution stream for motion detection. Also, when we get multi-view, multi-camera, we can stop transmitting or decoding the cameras we're not showing. So you got a view of 4, you click on one, you enlarge one, and all the 3 behind is going to stop decoding. CPU, GPU, we also monitor the resources, and we can trigger automatically any event. As an example, if your CPU is going above 80%, you can always declare that some non-critical cameras is going to be deactivated, and you can send an alert to the user or to the administrator to warn him about the problem. The failover is critical a lot in different regions, and especially in this region. The failover of Digifold is very performing. It doesn't take over only the cameras, but everything you've got in the main servers, either the cameras, the analytic, the LPI, your device, maps, events, operational maps, etc. You can really pick and choose whatever you want to take in charge by the failover. You can even change the resolution and the frame rate of cameras you're going to take over. The failover is very fast in Digifold. It takes about 3 seconds up to 15 seconds if we have a network issue. But if actually the power supply of the server is crashing or the service is failing, it's going to take 3 seconds. Digifold intuitive. Digifold is very intuitive in the way you've got the people in the control room, and most of the time not people being trained on the application. And we make a point to make it very easy. As you see, as you do in any of your application you got on your computer, the first thing you do is a right click of a mouse. And the right click of a mouse is always giving what you can do wherever you are in Digifold. We managed to put Digifold, any main function, advanced function, at 3-click maximum of any requests. We can do even more than that. We can do we got drag and drop. I mean, you can get some cameras on the tree structure of your client, and you want to play back, and you push it over to the player, and you're going to change the camera you're playing back. We have created also in the same useful and friendly way the object links. The object links is any objects or zone you can overlay on the image, and you can literally link that to any sort of object: camera, maps, analytic, manual, or global event, preset position, etc. So in that way, you can quickly link and follow a person. You got this person is going inside the building, and you follow with a arrow and can see the next view and the next one, etc. The zones we create can be invisible, or we can object like arrows. We also get these links and playback as well. This allows to make a sequence exporting, because if you have an event and you get an event happening in one camera and you want to follow the person involved in this case, you can follow and create a clip, a video clip of all the sequence itself. And you export this clip and protect it by a password. You get maps. The maps create also live view, cameras icons, statue dashboards, PTZ preset. So you have all these different icons you can put onto your maps as well. We've created TCP connection stages. So you can, as an example, to see if your printer is online, or if actually the controller of your access control is online. So the system of Digi4 can actually check if such IP is live. We create on the maps the field of view representing the fixed cameras, as well as the PTZ in case they are integrated. In that case, the field of view and the zoom will be dynamic. We created some very user-friendly functionalities like a freeze frame base, and even you want to see what did happen, you can freeze the frame, or you can automatically instant playback backward. Security is a big thing. Cybersecurity is important today, and Digi4 has done its duty encrypting the different levels with SSL, TSL, encrypting the export in AES 256 as well as the recordings, and even supporting the SRTP for multicast. The RTSP server is also encrypted. On top of the encryption, we created one-time password, the two-factor of authentication. We got a Google authentication application is integrated in Digi4, allowing to ask the user to type his password as well as with that one-time password, which is refreshed every minute. We create some documents and with barcode showing the authenticity of such reports. We also created a private mask blurring to limit to certain operator and user the live and playback of images, not recognizing faces or not recognizing plate numbers, as an example. So it's a dynamic blurring as well, because blurring is going to show at the right position depending on the resolution you select. We created some simple features like, just assurance client will disconnect if someone doesn't stay active over a certain time. Just a matter of security. So the Digi4 dynamic. First of all, we created capability to export specific configuration of a client into the profile of a group of users, and this user logging onto any machine will retrieve his configuration, so it's completely attached to his profile. We also integrated Chromium. Chromium allows you to create predefined URL or web pages. I mean, not only to display a web page, but can be any web client, a web page of your access control, fire detection, intrusion alarm. You can push like a camera, the log of your access control or the visitor module of your access control of your map of your file system. We got Insight. Insight was existing for a long time, but we created a new version of the Insight, which is live, up to 30 frames per second, full HD, and we transcode this Insight, so it makes it very fluid. And unlocking the PTZ control, you take control of the screen itself like a team viewer. So you get full control of the system. In that case, you got this bridge is managed by this interface, and you record at the same time the video as well as the operation of the bridge. So you record that together. We, I told you, we are on VIF Profile G. On VIF Profile G allows us to manage the edge recordings. Can be SD cards or can be NVR, DVR. So you can get the live view of this video as well as the direct playback from the box themselves. So that bring them to life and just integrate all the legacy of the old or the existing NVR DVRs. We created a personal map. Operational maps is Google Map fully integrated, creating a dynamic view of all the cameras, but as well as the dynamic view of any event happening. So you can navigate on the maps and see all the events. You can also see for the LPR where the plates has been captured at what time. So you can trace the route of a specific plate. We have created mobile application, which is mobile clients, so you can view Zoom, etc. But you can also get the direct thumbnail to access the playback where you want to see it. We can push with a mobile application directly to the virtual matrix any live or playback, trigger events, and export video to publish that on WhatsApp. We got a mobile camera pro is actually transcoding inside the mobile, full bi-directional audio, GPS location, allowing front and back cameras and the flashlight. So you actually stream camera video directly to the server in full HD, 30 frames per second, audio full duplex. Mobile LPR camera is actually allowing the enforcement to capture the plate number and get the feedback automatically from the server to see if the plate is recognized and to which list it does belong to. So you can directly just capture along the way like that, just point it at the car. Can be either a snapshot or a video and get automatically the system. So the video is coming from the mobile directly to the server and identified by the LPR engine. We integrate the facial recognition, and we have safer facial recognition. A mobile application is also very useful to identify people along the way. Just with the mobile, it goes automatically to the server, identified with the facial recognition engine. We have creating an innovation which is live witness. Live witness, making everybody becoming a witness and being proactive in case of any event, sending the video, the audio, as well as GPS location to the control room. This is becoming very relevant for any sort of application like concert stadium, safe city, etc. We have a short video to show you and explain.
Public incidents involving innocent victims are dramatic and require urgency. Fortunately, we can avoid such events using modern technology. But the truth is, what would you do in these kinds of situations? Do you know where to report it? The ability to report an incident and provide crucial information to security and law enforcement personnel is critical when every second counts. The public can be the eyes and ears everywhere to identify threats at a very early stage to help prevent a catastrophe. Live Witness from DigiFort offers exactly that, instant access to help, allowing first responders and security guards to get multi-angle views and audio to better assess their strategies. So you aren't worrying about what to do or if you should get involved. You're helping just by being there, on your way to...
I understand you can't hear the sound of my video. I don't know what is that. Sorry for that. Let's keep going for some other features. Evidence bookmark. We have bookmark in DigiFort, but as well we can block some specific sequence of regular deletion. So if you got an evidence you want to keep it for much longer, you can as well define that. Get bookmark reports you can actually print. You can get thumbnail search. We slice the video in 1 second, 30 seconds, etc. We can search by time, by bookmark. We can search by region of interest. We got also a new web client in HTML5 capable of decoding the video in H264 H265 directly in the client. So it's just make it really easy for different operating system. We can archive In more cost-effective storage, the video, either in a cloud or in a NAS, we can schedule this archiving. We can create some audio solution like a public address, displaying message over the different IP devices of the network. that really get a different option for different scenarios. Sorry. We can arrange the different alerts windows in creating a matrix. So with a different position, we can also get these alert windows with a red or black border, different of the importance. We can also get email alerts either by snapshot, up to 5 snapshots if we want, including with the metadata when exactly as a VCA video content analytic windows, because we are fully integrated with LPR analytic, etc. But we can also have a direct link allowing to play back the video from the event. We have an audit report. It's very easy and very visual to see what is the report we want to search, narrowing down the display camera, the server setting, the export, etc. We got native integration. As I told you, we're an open platform and we integrate any sort of a camera. They're giving you the choice to get a really deep integration of Digi4, either the audio with the analytic, audio out with a displaying message as explained on public address, with automated messages. We get audio input output, allowing you to trigger any event. We have keyboard, which is the only hardware we actually get into Digi4, making all the keys completely active on different function of the client. So we can control directly the functions of the client. We have also a list of shortcuts in the keyboard, allowing to access different functions in a very fast way. So you can stay connected with Digi4. We are present with different social media, with the newsletter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Digi4, our website, of course. So Digi4, we're here to help you, and I just offer you to really get engaged with our team to study with you the project. Project is not a product. We don't take a product and sell licenses. What is important is to study the project, make it a success story, and adapt with all the integration and the capability of Digi4, which, as you understand, very, very wide, to make a good solution for the project of your end user. The integration is a big credo. It's not presented in this presentation, but you have already natively all the analytic, the LPR, facial recognition, video synopsis, access control, intrusion panels, in fire detection, etc. So thank you very much. I think I wrapped up into the time, Jana. I tried to make a stick at it. Thank you.
Amazing, Francois. Thank you very much for being on time. Miraj, do you want to say?
Thank you very much, Jana. Thank you very much, Francois, for a nice presentation. And I want to say thank you, all of the participants who joined today in Digi4 RISE Technology webinar. If you have any kind of question regarding the Digi4 7.3 or any project query, feel free to contact me. I think all of you have my contact number and email address details. Thank you very much.
And I will continue. As we mentioned, you can raise your questions at any time, and we will send you the answers via email within 24 hours. I send you poll questions. Please answer them. And our next presenter is Vidya Venugopal, Business Development Manager for South Gulf in Pelco. Vidya, please get on stage. We are ready for you.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. We can hear you.
Great. Let me just put up the presentation and I'll be good to start.
Good luck.
Right. Is that clear? Is that visible?
I am the only one who can speak and I confirm it's visible.
Okay, great. Hello, everybody. It's a very interesting time that we're in with all the lockdown and all the online presence now. I just want to give you a warning. I'm working from home and I have a 7-year-old who can be sometimes disruptive. So if you hear things, just ignore it. I've tried to keep her away from what we're doing, but I just want to apologize if there's any disruption in the middle. We'll try and keep it as focused and quick as possible. I'm sure a lot of you know Pelco from, we've been in the market for a fairly long time. We operate across 62 countries. We are a fairly large security organization. We've recently, as of last year, moved out of the Schneider business completely. So we're now an independently American-owned company. And that has been a big change for us. We're sort of standing on our own now. We've opened our Middle East headquarter office in Silicon Park in October last year. So it's been a busy time for us. As you are aware, Pelco does converge solutions. So we kind of do the whole gamut of products that includes cameras, VMS, storage, monitors, accessories, etc. And it is extremely challenging for me to give you details about it in 30 minutes. So I am going to give you some of the updates and some of the key things that in highlight. At the end, you've got my email address, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Please feel free to come back. We are as Pelco also doing webinars. So if there's any specific topic that you want to discuss with us, reach out, and then we can take it one-on-one. So like I said, Pelco does a lot of the entire broad range of security products. So we do cameras, VMS, we do the analytics infrastructure, we do third-party integrations, and we do services as well. So that's really the whole portfolio. Our local presence, which is important to you, is we've got a full-fledged training center that conducts trainings weekly for integrators, consultants, end users, operators, administrators, the whole length. We do both trainings in English and Arabic, so depending on how you want to take it up. We have a full-fledged technical support team. We're probably one of the only manufacturers in the Middle East that has this wide range of technical support. We do on-site support, off-site remote logins, etc. A lot of our projects are critical infrastructure, so this is really our strength. We have a service center based out of Sharjah, so you don't need equipment to be sent back to the US. You can send it out to the local service center in Sharjah for repairs. We also do something called professional services, which means we support partners during commissioning. So if you would like to engage with Pelco's tech support directly, they will come to site when you're in commissioning, support you on large projects, and make sure that everything runs in terms of CERA approvals, etc. I'm going to talk about camera technologies very quickly, some of the key updates in camera technologies. One of the things that has happened over the year in Dubai is that the recording rates and the megapixel requirement for cameras mandated by the government is increased. So it's become very important that for businesses to have the right amount of storage to be considered. And this is really where we can make a difference in terms of our smart compression technology. There's a lot of focus that goes into how we analyze the image and then decide what we compress and what we keep. We do different levels of it. So there's Pelco Smart Compression, there's H.265, and then there's Dynamic GOP as well. So we do a permutation and combination of these to give the most optimized storage requirement. As you will see in my following slide, you will see storage being reduced by on an average 40–50% when you activate smart compression. This is a live video that's been shot. This is to kind of give you an idea of a comparison. As you will see, there's no detailed difference or pixelation or any difference between without smart compression and with smart compression. Notice the average bit rates and the rolling bit rates on the top. As you can see, the average bit rate goes down even with motion in the scene by almost 50%. So there's a significant amount of saving, when you stream. Another thing that's the talk of the town is video analytics, and this is something that has driven the security industry forward. It's not only about video and security; it's also about what more can you do with the footage that you are owning, and there's been a big focus on that. This is some of the stuff that we do. There's a lot of information, and this is a topic in itself. I'm just giving you an overview. There are two types of analytics, the ones that you do on the edge cameras, and then the one on the edge of the camera, and then the other one that you do on the servers. This topic right now is purely on the cameras. So we've got different models, and on all of our models, we have standard analytics that are included with no licenses. So that's motion detection, adaptive motion, sabotage, directional motion, object removed, object counting, etc. There's abandoned object loitering as well. We've also now on the newer higher end cameras, which is the enhanced series for us, we've introduced deep learning, which I'll talk about a little more in here. So deep learning means that because the system starts learning intuitively what's the changes in the scene, you start getting better accuracy. It can detect anything in the image. It's when it is basic analytics, you have to specify size and proportion of the object. In the case of deep learning, you can use it to detect anything, if it's people, vehicles, dogs, animals, anything. The ease of configuration is much higher on deep learning, because you're just basically giving the minimum information and then allowing the system to, or the algorithm to run. If there's processing, yes, deep learning requires additional processing, so that's we need specialized processors, which is why it's not available on our mid-range and it's available on the higher series. Some of the things that you can do, and again, like I said, there's a lot of information. You can do personal events, you can about you can do people counting or people counter flow in airports. You can do heat mapping. There's a lot of analytics that you can set out with deep learning. Just to give you, if you've got retail outlets that are now trying to understand how do they improve their flow, customer flow, these are the kind of analytics and to gain information. Sorry. Another important technology that we released last year was 4K resolution. So this is a quick video to give you an insight into 4K and how it how it kind of will support you. So this is a standard 2-megapixel resolution camera. As you can see, even though you get a crisp picture of the view, you cannot get more information. But on a 4K, that entire visibility is enhanced, and it allows you to zoom in and get details on number plates or behaviors, etc. You reach out to us. We've got 4K in multiple models. So, depending on what your requirement is, whether it's PTZ, whether it's fixed, we can pick up the right type. We can help you choose the right kind of camera. That's our whole range. As you can see, it's quite intensive. For you to remember, in the IP range, there are two types of technology that we talk about. One is the enhanced range, which is for low light, high WDR camera, and then the professional range, which is the mid-range for your standard corridors, corridor applications. This is on the professional range, which is your mid-range CERA compliant camera. These are the basic features, just a high-level overview. You have IK10, you've got IP66 variations, you've got inbuilt storage of 2 TB on the SD card. You have smart compression on all our cameras. We've got sabotage and some of the basic analytics. Everything comes with 3-year warranty, and that's sort of a high-level summary of the Pro series. When it's the enhanced is really where we up the game. So the WDR becomes 130. We're one of the only manufacturers that have low light, true WDR, and anti-bloom and anti-glare on a single model. So you don't have to go through multiple models and struggle with choosing, what if I order a camera and then it doesn't fit the right environment because suddenly there are changes in lighting conditions. With the enhanced series, you're pretty much covered with all of this technology on one single model. It comes with shock and vibration resistance. It's a very high-end camera, and this is the one that comes with the deep DNN, or the deep learning analytics. Right. This is another interesting model, and it's important for you to note this in terms of our current scenario. This is this high-security Cornermount camera. It's very popular in prisons and mental institutions and in hospitals. This model can be washed, sanitized, so you can hose it out. This could be useful if you have requirements that are asking you for quarantine type specification. And this is a popular camera in hospitals today. It's got a built-in microphone. It can withstand any kind of vandalism, ability to be cleaned, like I said, with water spray, anti-ligature, and it has no grip surfaces. So this is an interesting one that came out last year. We've also launched something called the Value Series, which is a really low-end camera. It's in for price-sensitive markets only, and it will be available through our partner distributors like Rice. It's compact. It has good, decent true WDR, low light. It's got basic specifications, no analytics, but you do have local storage, audio, and alarm relay, and it comes in different variations of form and factor. So this is another option to explore. Reach out to the distributors and to Auto-Pelco directly if you want to look at the Value Series. But it is very specific to certain applications. Special modifications. This is something that we as Pelco take a lot of pride in. We do customize housing, color, texture, depending on what kind of cameras you want to order. We really have a creative team. So if you have a client who comes and tells you, I want to do a light housing, or I want to make it discreet, or I want to make it look, this particular way, I want to match a particular wall, come back to us, talk to us. We have done very creative things in the UAE itself. If you see some of these lamp housings, this is in Abu Dhabi. We can think of what kind of models to create, we specialize in customizations. This is a case study from the Abu Dhabi City Surveillance. There are 3 cameras inside this lamp housing, so it's quite a unique requirement. As Pelco, we do accessories as well. So we do viewing solutions. We do IP accessories. So you want to, extend your coax cable. You want to extend your Cat6 cable. We've got media converters and different type of transmission and power accessories. We also do enclosures. So for those of you who operate in the oil and gas sector, or who need wipers, or even if you are working with people like Diva and Fever, if you have areas where you have high voltage tension zones, there are creative things that we can do in terms of enclosure and grounding. So feel free to reach out to us for that. Video Expert. So this is our video management platform. Again, it can be very tricky in terms of showing you features in a very short period of time. We are a premium video management solution, and as I'll talk about it a little bit, we come in multiple type of flavors. We do both software and hardware, so we're not only a VMS software application. We give you the experience of having the whole end-to-end solution, and what that benefits you is you have a one-point contact for the entire system. So if anything breaks, you can come back to Pelco tech support. You don't have to, coordinate between multiple vendors. Commercially, it becomes a lot more easy. Having said that, we're a completely open platform, so you can choose to go with the software-only option. In which case you can choose third-party storage as well. And I'll kind of go through what are the differences in terms of the licensing in that sense. So the way the Video Expert with the hardware is classified is into professional and enterprise, and then aggregation. So professional is your standard small requirements with less than 100 cameras that is a box play system. So you get 96 TB storage box that comes inbuilt with all the VMS and all the necessary software. You just plug and play and you're good to go. So this is recommended for less than 100 cameras. You've got the enterprise, which is anything about that needs failover redundancy, high high enterprise support. Video wall. There is no difference in terms of software between professional and enterprise. It's really the differentiator is between the failover redundancy capabilities as well as the number of cameras that you load on in terms of hardware. But that's the only difference. It's also important to let you know that all our hardware comes with 5-year warranty, and we are collaborated with Dell EMC for hardware. So it's a Pelco partnership with Dell EMC. Therefore, your support locally here is directly from Dell. So what that means is if your hardware fails or if your storage hard disk drive fails, you will be given a number where you call Dell, and they will come in 48 hours to come and replace it for you. So that's the level of support that we aim to give. Like I said, Pelco does a lot of critical infrastructure projects, so this is a very important aspect of the hardware support that we provide for the VMS. Like I mentioned, all our hardware comes with 5 years warranty, so that gives you a 5-year no headache equipment experience. We also do aggregation, so if you've got multiple sites that use our hardware, you can aggregate it together in a common control room and sort of function it in a mini SMS kind of way. Just a summary of the VMS. So we with the end-to-end, it comes bundled with all of these. It's an operator-centric user interface. We've got a lot of appreciation for our user interface because it is not geeky or very high tech, very high end. It's designed with the operator in mind. We actually hired Google people to make sure that the interface is familiar to the operators. We're very focused on RAID redundancy, fault tolerance, and on cybersecurity. And in the end of the presentation, I'll be touching on that. Obviously, as an American company, there's a huge focus in the last 2 years on cybersecurity compliance. We are open platform, so not only can you use Pelco cameras with the Video Expert, you can use any third-party cameras, any open ONVIF compliant camera, third-party hardware, so you can attach third-party storage as well, and it will work like the independent VMSs, any access control, any NPR, and so much more. So we're completely open platform from that point. How do we compete? And this is a question I get asked a lot, like, what's special about the VMS, or how are you different? So let's take 2 scenarios of the competition VMS. So the competition VMS, you would have a VMS software or operating licenses, database licenses, software licenses that you need to load on the hardware. And then you have recording servers for every 100 cameras, and then storage server, and then annual upgrade and support licenses. With Pelco's VX, you get complete both the hardware and the application together. Licenses when you choose to go with the Pelco hardware option, you get fully inclusive software and 5-year hardware support that comes as part of the system. Obviously, the CAPEX expense and your long-term operating expense in competition VMSs are higher. For us, it's really only a CAPEX and thereafter the operating investment is really nil. This is the licensing strategy, just to give you an overview. So if you choose to go with Pelco, cameras, Pelco software, hardware, and then the recording devices, you get a complete no license experience. If you choose to go with third-party cameras with the Pelco VMS and the Pelco storage hardware, you still get a no license experience. So this is a very big, there is no other VMS manufactured today positioned in this way. And if you choose to go with OnVIF Pelco or OnVIF or any cameras with third-party storage, that's when we give you a VMS that operates similarly to the independent VMSs. You know, we need to make money somewhere, so there is licenses in that option. So these are the three variations that you can look at in terms of the VMS solutions. Just a brief overview of how the architecture looks like. I've taken an example of 800 cameras. This is a standard sort of a project in UAE. If you do 30 days of storage, failover on the storage, 2 operators, 8 monitors, this is the BOQ. And you will see how different the BOQ is with the Pelco solution and third-party solution. And that's why the IT footprint for our system becomes so much more low. You know, your requirements and what you need to put together, and therefore commercially we become a whole lot more aggressive when we do an end-to-end system versus a third-party solution. We've got an online calculator on pelco.com, which is the estimator. Feel free to go and play around with it. If you have any questions, come back to pre-sales in Pelco. This is the kind of information that we consider when we do the calculation. So we take into consideration smart compression, rate control, retention periods, spare capacity, and failover. You will notice that, you know, this is really what makes a difference when you take the storage calculation into consideration. Some of the new features, like I said, you know, we're obviously, I'm guessing some of you are familiar with the Video Expert, and this is just an update webinar. So I'm going to show you some of the new stuff that we've done. A lot of people have to rely on third-party video wall when you want to do multiple user control and PTZ control in a single monitor wall. In Video Expert software, this comes built in, so you can now have multiple users accessing any camera call up and change layouts, and use that across multiple monitors. This is a key feature for end users that have large command control centers. We have live tested for 12 simultaneous users, which is quite significant, considering that we're not putting third-party hardware or adding controllers on it. This allows you to do so much more. I do have some slides on navigation and how some videos, but I think we're a little low on time, so I'm just going to quickly go through these in the interest of time. So rules engine, so one of the things that that this market specifically pushed for is to be able to do more with rules engine. So have emails sent out to operators if the device goes offline, if there's emotion in particular areas, if there's license expiring. Now with the Video Guard in play, you know that integrators and end users will start getting alerts and fines if your system is not online or if devices start going offline. So that we introduced because of requests from this region is that if a device goes offline or recording stops, to send automated emails to the maintenance team so that they can address it before it gets escalated to Sierra, for example. So things like that you can set up with the rules engine. Multi-streaming support, which is another important part here now, with Sierra saying that your sequence view has to be 25 frames per second. So you can now customize multiple streams. You can pick up more streams from the camera and configure it any independent way that you like. So you can do one high resolution full frame, you can do one raw resolution, and then you can do high resolution mid frame record as well. So different. a lot of people know that your cameras come with inbuilt storage, but one of the challenges is when it goes offline, the system, once the camera comes back online, how does it sync back with the storage? And we do auto replenishment of video gaps from edge devices. So from an operator's point, if the camera has stopped working, or if there is an once it comes back online, wherever the gap occurs, the recorder will pull that recording back and fill it up. And for the operator, he sees the whole thing seamlessly. You will also get alerts if the SD card's not recording, or if it started recording, stop recording, or if there is an error. There was a requirement in many of our critical control rooms to have kiosk modes, which means they don't want the operators to access anything else other than live view. They don't want to access the recording. They don't want some of them to play around with the settings, etc. So we've introduced something that is called kiosk view, or view only solution. This allows you to not have to buy separate hardware for them, or separate licenses, or separate applications, or anything like that. It just allows you to have a no record policy on the navigation. RTSP support. So this is important for those of you who would have very high-end security systems that do not have SDK kind of capacity. So if you have a RTSP URL, we can connect to any RTSP source. That means lighting control systems, or BMS systems, or access control systems become a lot more easy to integrate in that sense. This is our cybersecurity policy. I have only a few minutes left, so just an overview. We follow RMF and FIPS, which are the industry standard, and this is a big focus for us. There's a lot of work that we do in terms of cryptography module validation program, and we're one of the few VMSs that have passed all compliances in the Western world. Quick overview. Obviously, Pelco and Video Expert is very strong on integrations. These are live screenshots of our region in ANPR integration. The entire with SSK sits on Pelco VMS, so you can drive the whole integration through our interface. You can investigate, you can register vehicles, you can open gate barriers. So that's the level, and this can be replicated for any third-party system. So that's the level of integration that you can achieve. You can take out reports. All of this is available, whether it is for access control, whether it is for perimeter detection, whether it is for analytics. It's all inbuilt within the Video Expert interface. That pretty much summarizes it. There's a big part about analytics with Video Expert, which comes with face recognition, etc. It is a really limited time, like I said, and we've got a massive portfolio. This is my email address. I leave my number with Yana. Please feel free to reach out to me when you need more information. We are regularly doing webinars directly from Pelco. We do have a Pelco portfolio. So please feel free to reach out if you need anything.
Beautiful. Thank you, Vidya. Dear participants, we finished the second presentation, and keep the questions coming in. I like them. And please answer our poll questions. You can see them in the poll section. And our last guest speakers are Mohamed Isa, Sales Manager for MIA region, and Emil Leilo, Regional Technical Manager at Vanderbilt. Please, guys, join in, and let's continue our session.
Hello, Yana. Thank you very much for this invitation. It's really a pleasure for being here, and I'll start the presentation talking about Vanderbilt Industries. So for the people who are doesn't know what is Vanderbilt, or maybe they know the name but they don't know what we provide. Vanderbilt Industries is part of Acri family, and Acri is an American investor who invests mainly in access control manufacturers. But recently, they have also invested in another company called Comnet, which is providing wide range of media converters and industrial switches. So Acri is an American investor, as I said. It's a German company, and now it's fully owned by Acri family. These are the offices that available or that's representing Vanderbilt Industries. We headquarters in USA. The office in Middle East, myself and Emil, we are reporting to the office in Germany, but we have many offices in Europe as well, and India. We have big number of sales also in Southeast Asia.
Dear Mohammed,
So,
I'm sorry to jump into your presentation, but we cannot see your presentation online.
Okay.
We can see only black screen.
What about now, Yana?
It's login. Yes, we can see it, and now it's on. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I apologize. So yes, talking about the offices, as I said, the headquarters is in USA. Here in Middle East, myself as the sales manager of Middle East and English-speaking African countries, that includes Egypt and South Africa. And my colleague Emil, he's doing sales and support of technical and pre-sales as well. So we both reporting to the office in Germany. And before we start talking about the product range, I would like to briefly show the history of Vanderbilt Industries. So it started in 2012. In 2013, Vanderbilt Industries acquired Mercury, the manufacturer of access control controller, till 2017, then sold it out. In 2015, Vanderbilt acquired the access control system, or let's say the security division of Siemens. In 2016, Vanderbilt Industries acquired ACT. ACT is a separate company used to sell the access control system, manufacture access control system for the last 20 years. And it's originally Irish-based company. In 2016, Vanderbilt Industries acquired Comnet. It's a well-known manufacturer of industrial switches and media converters. In 2018, November, Vanderbilt Industries acquired Open Options, which is also another well-known access control system, rely on Mercury-based controllers. In 2019, RS2 is the last company added to the family. So we have several companies that mainly in access control system under the same umbrella. Now back to the product range. We have 5 brands under Vanderbilt Industries, and these are the brands that we are selling in Middle East. I will not talk about the other brands that we are selling in Europe, but we don't sell in Middle East. Not even RS2, which is also another brand that we are selling in USA, but not in Middle East or Europe. I will start with the first brand, which is Comnet. Under Comnet, we have hardened Ethernet switches, we have wireless Ethernet switches and solutions, and then we have the commercial Ethernet, and we have optical interfaces. In fact, not only optical interfaces, because we have wide range of interfaces, analog to fiber, or even to coaxial to analog to digital. So many types of media converters under the range of Comnet. Then we have the power systems, and this includes solar power systems, where you can install the cameras in the middle of nowhere and you have no power, so you can use the solar panel. I will come to that on the next slide. Then we have SPC, which is intrusion alarm system. It used to be a separate system manufactured and provided by Siemens, but when we acquired the part of or the division of security from Siemens, then SPC is a brand under Vanderbilt Industries. However, the software is still developed by Siemens, all the hardware manufactured by Vanderbilt Industries. The third brand is CPAS. CPAS is another access control system originally manufactured by Siemens, and now it's under the umbrella of Vanderbilt Industries. All the hardware manufactured by Vanderbilt Industries, the software is still developed by Siemens. Then the fourth brand we are selling is, or we are manufacturing, I would say, is ACT. ACT is very cost-effective solution for access control system. And it comes into two versions. One is ACT Enterprises, and which is on premises. And then we have ACT 365, which is fully cloud-based solution. We have also Open Options. Open Options, the new company that we acquired last year or the year before, it's an access control system that is fully Mercury based. So I will also talk about that in next slides. So these are the 5 brands we have under the umbrella of Vanderbilt Industries in the region. So if I start with the media converters and industrial switches under the umbrella of Comnet, we have several models and several products. I will start with the media converters. So if we talk about the media converters, we have multi-channel media converters, we have single-channel media converters, we have coaxial, as I said, for the existing cameras or for existing old CCTV infrastructure where you can change the cameras and MVRs without changing anything in the infrastructure. And we have also all the types of media converters related to fiber optic. So if you need single mode fiber optic infrastructure, we have the media converters that is suitable for such solution. If you are using multi-mode, if you are using multi-cores of single core, so depends on the application, we have the solution. And we have the solar system, which is really one of the strongest products we have. And in that, you can supply the power for the media converter or for the industrial switch from the solar panel. All what you have to install is the fiber optic cable. You don't need to provide any power for the edge station, which can be camera or it can be another solution. The wireless solutions, I think it's like mainly for Europe and USA. In Middle East, you need a special permission, and we are using the public wave signal, which is a bit difficult for Middle East. However, if there is any application that requires wireless media converter or wireless Ethernet solution, we have the solution for that. Now, the cloud-based solutions, as we said, 2 brands we sell in Vanderbilt. One of them is ACT, and I said ACT is coming into 2 versions. One is cloud-based, which is ACT 365, and the other one is on-premises, is called ACT Enterprise. If we talk about ACT 365, it is an access control system that is fully cloud-based, and it has many advanced features that I would say none of the competitors can provide, such as integration with VMS. In fact, we have a small built-in VMS, so you can connect the cameras to the same controller and to the same network, and then you can have a small video clip if there is any incident or if there is any record for force opening door or something like that. So you can access the video remotely from your mobile or from any workstation. It's fully encrypted, so it's highly encrypted using a special servers, and there will be no attacks or no any problems that will come from the cyber attacks because all the data are protected and encrypted. Now we have another solution that is cloud-based. It's called SPC Connect. SPC is an intrusion alarm system, and all what you need when you are using SPC Connect is to put one controller to the local area network, and there is no specific requirements or any requirements for a server to install the server on premises because all the settings can be remotely configured from your mobile or from your workstation, wherever you are. Then if we talk about the physical security, and I will start with CPaaS. CPaaS, as I said, is part of Siemens in the past, and now it's Vanderbilt Industries. If you see any Siemens or majority of Siemens installations of access control in the Middle East, not only Middle East and worldwide, majority of them are manufactured by Vanderbilt Industries. And we manufacture the hardware, as I said, and they manufacture the software, or they program the software. However, I will talk about the main features. So with CPaaS, we have unlimited number of doors that can be connected into the same system. We have very wide range of integrations. It might be one of the widest ranges in the access control manufacturers of the integrations. And we have full advanced features. So these are the main key selling points for CPaaS. But if we talk about ACT Enterprise, which is my main focus during this presentation, and I will start talking about the key selling points of ACT Enterprise. So ACT Enterprise is very cost-effective solution. In fact, I would say it is the lowest price of Western brand access control system. It is the only one, or one of very limited providers of PoE++. So for those people who are doing installations, that's really very important, where you can get 3 ampere out of the controller. This is really enough for even double door magnetic door lock, and for the reader and for the door sensor. So you can connect all the edge stations, or let's say all the readers, locks, accessories, all the access control accessories to the controller without providing any external power supply, all from the controller, PoE++. Also, one very important feature of ACT Enterprise is the integration. So we have ready integrations. It means that you don't pay any license. You don't need to do any configuration of the system, because it's built-in integration with main providers of, I will start with intercom system. So we have the integration with AccuVox. So AccuVox is a manufacturer of intercom system. And when you purchase AccuVox from our partner Rise Technology and ACT controller, you don't pay any license, because it's free of charge integration. What is the advantage of the integration between intercom and access control system? In fact, it's really very important, and it's a growing demand. We are seeing this, especially in UAE, like Amar, and even in Saudi Arabia, we have seen a lot of interest to integrate the intercom system, where you can use your access card to access the intercom unit. And in the same time, you can see the video from the software of the access control system. So wherever you are and somebody is coming to your apartment or your office, and once he presses on the doorbell, it will show you on your mobile using the ACT controller. It's really, as I said, highly demand, and it's growing day by day. And then we have another integration with Hikvision. So if there is any existing installation of Hikvision VMS or Hikvision NVRs, then we can integrate ACT into that system. Or the way opposite, if you have a new installation that requires Hikvision cameras and VMS, then we can integrate seamlessly free of charge. We have integration with Milestone that is also ready. You don't pay anything for that. And we have integration with ZKTeco for the biometric and time and attendance applications. In fact, if you take ZKTeco from our partner or from our distributor, Rise Technology, and ACT controller, they will fully integrate. And I mean by that, you can do the enrollment using ACT. You don't need a separate software, a separate application to do the enrollment. On the roadmap, we have Hanwha Tequin as one of the products that we are doing, or we are preparing the integration. So all these are the key selling points for the ACT. Now, if we want to talk about all the advanced features, I think the time will not be enough, but I will try to focus on the main ones. The other one I would like to highlight is the continuously system upgrade and features enhancement. So it's one-time license. You don't pay annual fees for the renewal. It's a one-time license, and you get the upgrades free of charge. And what is the important here is that whenever you have a new integration into the system, you will not need to buy a new license. The other very important feature compared to the competitors is unlimited number of workstations. So when you buy one license, or let's say one software, enterprise software, that's it. You don't pay per workstation. It's one-time purchase. The software itself, it's very user-friendly, and it has a peace of mind rules engine. So if any of you has passed to our booth at Intersec, we have presented the rules engine, which was shown as the easiest rules engine software for access control. It's very important for the installers who they have only limited number of, or let's say limited number of employees to do the installation, or maybe they have limited time to do the integration in the site. So it's only peace of mind, drag and drop. Then you get the rules engine ready. It's also important for the salespeople who wants to convince the end user, because it's very user-friendly software and easy to train. You can do the training within one day. Also, very important feature: we don't require the partners to pay license per door or any renewals. So it's only one software. That's it. In fact, you can get free of charge license that supports up to 100 doors. Web and mobile interfaces, and very important feature, which is Aperio wireless solutions. So when you get ACT Enterprise and Aperio hubs from us, then also for the locks, then you don't pay any license. SPC, as I said, is the intrusion alarm system from Siemens, and the key selling point here is the integration. So if you take, for example, CPaaS and SPC, they are fully integrated without any license. If you take SPC and ACT, they are also fully integrated without any licenses. SPC have a very wide range of products, and I would say the terminal products, or let's say the detectors. And one of them, the most important one, I would say one of the fastest moving items for us, is the flush mounted PIR. So most of the other providers of PIR, they have it wall mounted, which is really affecting the internal decorative of the room, or if the office, it depends on the application. But our PIR is fully flush mounted with no dead area. It means that it detects any movement, even right below the detector itself. Open Options, as I said, it used to be a separate company that provides access control relying on Mercury controllers. Now, if you go to Mercury website, you will find that one of the main companies that is partnering with Mercury is Open Options. That the difference between Open Options and the other companies that rely on Mercury, with Open Options, you pay license one time only, and we have renewal maintenance contract, but that is not mandatory. So your system will continue working even if you do not renew. While with our competitors, you have to pay license every year. If you do not pay license, then most of the services are interrupted, or you will lose the main advanced features of access control. With us now, it's different. Cost-wise, it's very, very competitive with the same level of systems that rely on Mercury-based. Now, Bluetooth readers, quite new products for us, but they are mainly for ACT, so they don't integrate. Till now, they don't integrate into CPaaS, not into Open Options. They are mainly with ACT systems. What is the advantage, or what are the differences between our Bluetooth readers and other competitors, without mentioning any names? First of all, we don't charge yearly license for the readers, or sorry, for the credentials. So when you are using your mobile to access one reader, you pay license one time in life, that's it. With other manufacturers, you have to renew this license every year. The other important feature with our readers is that if you have two mobile phones and you want to switch the credential from your first mobile to another one, then we transfer it for you free of charge, and you can use, and you can also switch it back to the old mobile. That's free of charge. All IP65 water resistant. The application itself is free of charge. One of the concerns in the market is that the Bluetooth itself technology, the Bluetooth technology itself is not encrypted. No, but with us it's 128 AES data encryption. So we are very safe using the Bluetooth technology to access control. We talked about the AccuVox, and then the Aspire program is really important, and I require whoever can apply for our Aspire program to please do. And when you buy the products from Rise Technology, you can also register in our Aspire program. The more points you get in Aspire program, the more benefits you will have. So I will just highlight the two important things. At certain level, you will find, or we will put your company name as one of the resellers in your region. Though you are buying from Rise Technology, but still customers who search on the website from where they can buy Vanderbilt Industries, they will find your company name on the website. The other benefit is that when you reach to a level like golden partner, you will get higher level of the technical support. So in ticketing system, your ticket will be prioritized always. So these are two main important points. However, we have also another advantages of registering an Aspire program. So please, all the attendees can register free of charge into our Aspire program. Now we have also another helping tools. So for ComNet, for example, the media converters and industrial switches, we have the design office in that in Europe. So if you have any system that you need our support to do the design, just send it to myself, or you can send it directly to the office in Europe. They will help you in designing and in choosing the products, also in choosing the proper communication network or proper cable to be used. All the details related to the infrastructure we can support you in. Another important tool we provide is the LMS. LMS is free of charge learning self-learning center where you can be trained on all our systems online, no matter if it is the intrusion alarm, if it is for the infrastructure, or if it is for the access control, no matter which brand you want to use. So that's really a very important tool. If I go back to ComNet, I want also to focus on one point in ComNet. Okay, we talked about the range of products, but we did not highlight the key selling points. So the main key selling point of our media converters are industrial switches. I'm not talking about the commercial range. I'm talking about the hardened range. Is the operating temperature. It's from minus 40 up to 75, or for some products we have up to 85. So this is really important, especially in in the installation of cameras in the middle of the desert where you are, or even if you have very high humid area, then very important to have such product. The other key selling point is the country of origin. Majority of the products are made in USA. The third key selling point also is important for both the sellers and also for the end users is the lifetime warranty. Not all the products, but majority of the products. Also very important nowadays, and it's shown interest for most of the customers, is the cyber security. So the media converters, and let me focus on the industrial switches, not the media converters. Industrial switches, they have a feature called Port Guardian. So what is the Port Guardian? It's a cybersecurity advantage or advanced feature where if somebody tries to disconnect the cable from the switch or from the other side, and for temporary, just copy the data or clone the data. The switch itself will send you a signal that is somebody is trying to attack port number X, and it will immediately stop that port from sending data. So it's I would say maybe we are the only company doing this, or very limited manufacturers, to be honest. I'm not sure, but I think we are the only, or with very limited number of other manufacturers who are providing this feature. And these are the main key selling points for ComNet. I think the time is almost, yep. So I have additional 3 minutes. I will switch to other presentation of ACT 365, which is cloud-based. Just to show you the basic structure of ACT 365. So as you can see here, we are connecting the cameras to the local area network. We are connecting ACT 365 controller to the local area network, and that's it. You don't need any server, you don't need any IT specialist, you don't need any on-site configuration. All the settings can be done remotely using ACT 365 cloud-based solution. This is part of our readers range. We have the NGCR, which is the most selling item for us. When Expo will open for public, you will see this reader, because we have sold over than, I think, 4,000 readers, almost 4,000 readers from the NGCR range. However, for the customers who are searching for cost-effective solution and they don't have enough budget to go NGCR range, then we have the ACT Pro 1030, which is MyFair Classic, or 125 kilohertz, a very cost-effective solution. It works with both ACT 365 or ACT Enterprise, or even you can use it with open options or CPaaS if you are relying on Weekend protocol. These are some of the features for the hosting provider and how it is really protected, the data, all the data protected. And this is also a small example of how you can get the video verification using ACT 365. So you can get the playback, motion detection, real-time master reporting from the application or the tablets. And we have also the third-party application or the API integration. So even the companies that we don't really have the ready integration, we are very supportive by providing the API and work closely with other manufacturers to provide the integration, no matter if that integration is with another VMS, or if it is with BMS, or it is with PSIM. So no matter what is the application, please come back to us, and we will support and we will do all the possible to support you with the integration required. So that's it. Thank you very much for attending this presentation. And if you have any inquiry that is related to access control, intrusion alarm, or media converters, industry switches, please feel free to contact me directly or to contact our distributor, Rise Technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Emil, for being online. We are at the end of our latest CCTV, VMS, and access control trends webinar. In the chat section, my colleague Hussam shared with you the link for our next webinar, which is focusing on retail technologies. Please feel free to register and join. And I would like to thank everybody for attending. Thank you for being online with us for 1 hour and a half. Thank you all the speakers for being on board with us. And last but not at least, thank you Rise Technologies and my colleagues Adnan, Hussam, Aslam for supporting and doing this with us. Thank you. Have a great day and stay safe. Please, before you leaving, answer our poll questions and then have a good day. I can see people are leaving. I hope that you guys replying our poll questions, that you also interested in our next webinar. I hope that you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please raise them. If you have any comments for improvement, it's always welcomed. I'm glad that some of the familiar names were attending. Thank you, Robert, for being part of it. Hi, Sam. I just saw another question for Vanderbilt. We will reply you via email. We will stay in touch for sure. Thank you for attending as well. It's our pleasure to have this webinar. It's actually our first experience and it's good. It feels good. Most of the time we organize events and we see faces. Now it's for the first time that we cannot see anyone, but we staying safe at home, which is the most important nowadays. Yes, please, you will get the presentation through email. You will get the replies for your questions in the email, and in some time we will also share with you the link for the recording. We still have more than 30 people online. I would like to take this opportunity again to thank my colleagues Hussam and Aslam for being here with me and for just being in RISE. Mr. Yassin, the email will be coming from our side. We will probably give you a call as well because we have your credentials and we will take it from there. I keep receiving some messages from attendees and I'm happy that you enjoyed. Keep it coming. It's always amazing to hear the feedback, especially if it's positive one.
auditor.
So as I can see, we are not very strong at answering the poll questions. Please go ahead, the last 2 minutes, and then I will end the webinar. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. Time is gone. Stay safe, stay at home, and see you hopefully in 2 days on our webinar focusing on retail technologies. Have a great day. Bye.